Peppa Pig looks like a simple show about a family of pigs jumping in muddy puddles. And on the surface, it is. But spend enough time looking at the extended family and something starts to feel off. Because hiding behind the school runs and the playgroup episodes and the trips to Grandpa Pig's garden is a collection of relatives who are either deeply mysterious, suspiciously underdeveloped, or hiding secrets the show has been sitting on for 20 years without any intention of explaining them. Today, we are going through 15 of them, 15 family members in Peppa Pig's extended world who raise more questions than the show has ever bothered to answer. Some of them appear once and vanish. Some of them are mentioned but never shown. Some of them have entire hidden histories hiding just underneath the surface of what looks like a completely ordinary children's cartoon. Let us get into it. Auntie Dory is the family member who lives furthest away in every sense of the word. She first enters the picture in the episode Horsey Twinkle Toes when a giant parcel arrives for Peppa and George. Daddy Pig assumes it must be concrete, which tells you everything you need to know about Daddy Pig, but it turns out to be a rocking horse sent from Auntie Dory. The box is covered in stamps from what appears to be everywhere, multiple countries, multiple postmarks. This is not a woman who lives nearby and forgot to visit. This is someone who has built an entirely separate life somewhere far away. Years later, Auntie Dory finally appears in the flesh in the Thanksgiving episode, and the moment she speaks, the mystery deepens immediately. Full American accent, celebrating Thanksgiving like it is the most natural thing in the world. The show is not subtle about it. Auntie Dory moved to America. The question is when and why. The time capsule episode gives us the most important clue. Madame Gazelle shows a flashback of all the parents as children sitting in the classroom together. Daddy Pig is there, Mummy Pig is there. Every parent from that generation is represented. Auntie Dory is not, which means she was not growing up in Peppa's town as a child. She left when she was still very young. Young enough that she was not in that classroom. Young enough that she would not have moved abroad alone. Which means someone took her. And that someone is the generation of pig family members the show has never shown us at all. Granny Pig's sister is a case study in a character being mentioned exactly once and then disappearing from the show's memory entirely. She is referenced in passing in a single episode, acknowledged as existing, and then never brought up again, across hundreds of episodes spanning multiple series. No name, no appearance, no follow-up. Just a mention floating in the Peppa Pig universe, with nothing attached to it. For a show that has introduced grannies and grandpas and cousins and great-uncles and extended family members of every kind, the complete absence of any follow-through on Granny Pig's sister is genuinely strange. She exists. The show said so. And then the show immediately decided it had said enough and moved on without looking back. Uncle Pig is technically one of the most present extended family members in the show. He is Daddy Pig's brother. He appears in multiple episodes. He has a family of his own. He is not a mystery in the way that some of the other characters on this list are. Except he kind of is. Because Uncle Pig has this habit of disappearing from exactly the moments you would expect him to be present for. Major family events, birthday parties, holidays. The big occasions that bring the whole pig family together. Uncle Pig is often just not there. No explanation, no mention of where he is. He shows up for some things and is completely absent from others in a pattern that does not quite make sense for someone who is supposed to be Daddy Pig's brother and a core part of the extended family. The show never addresses the distance. It just exists quietly in the background of every family event Uncle Pig does not appear at. And then there is the talent gap nobody talks about. Chloe mentions casually that Uncle Pig built her entire puppet theater. Built it. With his hands? From scratch. While Daddy Pig is out here presenting himself as the family's great architect and builder, his own brother is quietly doing actual construction work in the background without any fanfare whatsoever. Uncle Pig might be the most underestimated adult in the entire show. Baby Alexander is the most deceptively mysterious member of the younger generation. He looks innocent. He is a baby. What could possibly be strange about a baby? And then you start paying attention. His relationship with sleep makes no logical sense. He needs loud noise to fall asleep. Trumpet music, chaos, general household disorder. The louder the environment, the more settled he becomes. But once he is finally asleep, the tiniest sound wakes him up instantly. The show presents this as a quirk. It is actually completely baffling. The conditions required to get him to sleep are the same conditions that should be keeping him awake. Then there is the barefoot situation. Every character in Peppa Pig wears shoes. It is just part of how the show works. Except baby Alexander, who has apparently decided shoes are not for him and wanders through every episode with his tiny feet out like the concept of footwear simply does not apply to him. And his first word was puddles, not mama, not dada, puddles. A baby who cannot sleep, refuses shoes, and whose first contribution to the English language was the word most associated with Peppa Pig's entire brand identity. Coincidence? Probably. But still. Grandpa Pig presents himself as a retired gentleman with a garden and a boat and a passion for tomatoes. The show has been very careful to maintain this image, and equally careful never to explain certain details that sit just underneath it. The pirate flag on his boat is the most obvious one. Grandpa Pig flies an actual pirate flag, not a nautical flag, not a sailing club pennant, a pirate flag. Combined with the strong suggestion that his parrot may have previously belonged to Captain Redbeard, an actual pirate who exists in the Peppa Pig universe, and the gardening retirement story starts looking considerably thinner than it did before. His attic is another problem. In the episode where Grandma tries to clear it out, Grandpa reacts to the ship in a bottle collection with the energy of someone protecting classified information. These are not the actions of a man with nothing to hide. These are the actions of a man who has decided that certain parts of his past are staying in the attic, and that is final. Grandma Pig is the character the show has been most successful at hiding in plain sight because she looks like exactly what a grandmother in a children's cartoon is supposed to look like. She bakes, she gardens, she hosts. She is warm and reliable and completely unthreatening. And then Peppa and George find the leather jacket. In the motorbiking episode, the family discovers Grandma Pig's old leather jacket and the red motorbike that goes with it. And not only does Grandma still have both of them, but she gets on that bike like no time has passed at all. She drags Grandpa Pig along for the ride. She is completely comfortable on it. This is not someone who tried something once and moved on. This is someone who had a whole life before the garden and the baking that the show has never bothered to tell us about. Before the gardening phase, before Granny Pig became Granny Pig, she was apparently Peppa Town's most enthusiastic biker with a taste for adventure and a leather jacket to prove it. The show dropped that information in one episode and then quietly went back to pretending she was always just a grandmother. Daddy Pig's missing parents are the biggest unsolved mystery in the entire Pig family tree. Not the most entertaining mystery, not the most fun to theorize about. The biggest. Because everything else on this list is a gap in the extended family. This is a gap in the immediate one. Daddy Pig is a main character. He appears in virtually every episode. And the show has never once shown his parents, mentioned his parents, or given any indication that he had parents at all. We know they must exist. We know this because Uncle Pig exists. Daddy Pig and Uncle Pig are brothers, which means somewhere behind both of them is at least one parent who raised them. But that parent, or those parents, are completely absent from every episode, every flashback, every family gathering the show has ever produced. The time capsule episode that showed the parents as children in Madame Gazelle's classroom did not resolve this. It deepened it. Because even in a flashback designed to show us who these characters were before they became parents themselves, Daddy Pig's own parents remained invisible. The fan theories fill the gap the show refuses to fill. The most popular one is that Daddy Pig and Uncle Pig were adopted, which would explain why their birth parents never appear and why neither brother ever mentions them. Another theory suggests the grandparents are traveling, which is the same explanation the show uses for other absent characters and which answers nothing. The darkest theory is simply that they are gone, that Daddy Pig lost his parents at some point, and the show handles that by not handling it at all. Whatever the truth is, the silence around Daddy Pig's parents is the most conspicuous silence in the entire series. Mummy Pig has been sitting at that computer since episode 1, 20 years, hundreds of episodes, and nobody, not the show, not the characters, not even a throwaway line in a background conversation has ever clearly explained what she actually does. The clues are contradictory. One episode suggests she writes on her computer. Another implies she might be working on a book. Several episodes show her in what looks like a professional context without clarifying what that profession is. And across all of it, she just calmly says she is working whenever anyone asks, with the serene confidence of someone who has no intention of elaborating. Architect is out because Daddy Pig has that covered. Author is possible but unconfirmed. The running fan theory that she is some kind of remote working professional makes sense in a modern context, but the show has never committed to it. Whatever Mummy Pig does on that computer is apparently classified at a level that 20 years of episodes have been unable to breach. Auntie Pig is the member of the extended family with the least backstory of anyone on this list. And that is saying something given the competition. Every other adult character in Peppa Pig comes with some kind of context. Granny and Grandpa Pig have their history. Grandma and Grandpa Dog have their seafaring connection. Even minor characters get occasional details that place them in a broader world. Auntie Pig has none of that. She appeared one day as Uncle Pig's wife and Chloe and Alexander's mother with no known family of her own, no backstory, no origin, and no relatives who have ever been shown or mentioned. In a show where extended family is practically a genre unto itself, Auntie Pig exists in complete familial isolation. She came from nowhere. The show has never thought it necessary to explain where that nowhere was. She is possibly the only adult character in Peppa Pig whose entire history before she became Auntie Pig is a complete and total blank. The great-grandparents are the family members who have never appeared and yet whose existence is essentially proven by the evidence the show has accidentally left behind. The Auntie Dory timeline is the key. If Dory left for America when she was young enough not to be in Madame Gazelle's classroom and young enough that she could not have moved abroad independently, then someone took her there. That someone would have been one or both of Daddy Pig's parents. Which means Daddy Pig's parents were alive and active long enough to relocate a young child to another country. And if Daddy Pig's parents existed and were active into at least Daddy Pig's childhood, then their parents, Peppa and George's great-grandparents, existed at some point too. The show has never shown them, never mentioned them. But the logic of the family tree makes their existence essentially unavoidable once you follow the Dory timeline to its conclusion. An entire generation of the Pig family is sitting just off screen, proven by inference but invisible by design. Oscar Pig is the family member who might not exist and yet refuses to go away. The theory of a missing fourth pig sibling has been circulating in the Peppa Pig fan community for years, driven by a handful of details that the show has never bothered to address directly. The age gap between Peppa and George sits slightly off in ways that are hard to pin down precisely, but that fans have calculated suggest another pregnancy somewhere in the timeline. The attic that nobody is allowed into. The occasional suggestion of something unexplained in the Pig household's upper floor. Oscar Pig is the fandom's invention built from the show's gaps. He has never appeared, he has never been mentioned, but the gaps he theoretically fills are real gaps, and the show has done nothing to close them. Peppa's evil twin is the theory that started with the earliest Peppa Pig artwork and has never fully gone away. In some of the original promotional images, two identical Peppas appeared in the same frame. The official explanation is that it was simply an artistic error in early production. The fan explanation is considerably more interesting. Peppa's personality across 20 years of episodes is not entirely consistent. She can be warm and generous in one episode and surprisingly ruthless in another. She is kind to George and dismissive of George sometimes within the same story arc. Fans who have been watching long enough have cataloged the shifts and constructed a theory around them. Two Peppas. One who is the version we root for, and one who is the version who makes the less flattering choices. The show has obviously never confirmed this. But the early artwork exists. The personality inconsistencies exist, and the theory built around them has proven more durable than most Peppa Pig mysteries, simply because the evidence is genuinely there, even if the interpretation is a stretch. The relationship between Uncle Pig and Daddy Pig is one of the show's quietest mysteries. They are brothers, They appear together occasionally. They are perfectly cordial when they do. And yet there is a distance between them that does not quite fit the warmth of the rest of the family's relationships. Uncle Pig misses family events that Daddy Pig attends. Daddy Pig does not seem to notice or mention it. The show never puts them in a scene that explores their dynamic as brothers in any depth. They exist in parallel rather than in connection. Whether this represents an actual creative choice about the nature of their relationship or simply the production reality of a show that cannot develop every character equally is impossible to say. But for two brothers, who are supposedly part of the same close family unit, the show has been remarkably careful never to show them being actually close. Granny and Grandpa Pig's early life is the mystery hiding underneath every other mystery on this list. Everything we know about who they were before they became Peppa's grandparents comes in fragments. Grandpa's seafaring past, Grandma's motorbike phase, the attic full of things Grandpa guards like evidence, the parrot with a history, the sense that both of them had full, rich, occasionally chaotic lives before the garden and the boat and the retirement settled over everything. The show has never told that story. It has only dropped enough clues to make you wish it would, and in a series that has been running for 20 years with no signs of stopping, the backstory of the Pig family's oldest visible generation remains exactly as mysterious as it was in the very first episode. 15 family members, 15 mysteries, some of them hiding in plain sight across 20 years of episodes, some of them sitting in gaps the show created and never went back to fill. Some of them existing only in the space between what the show has shown us and what the logic of the family tree requires must be true. Peppa Pig looks simple. It always has. That is the point. But the family hiding behind the muddy puddles and the playgroup sessions is considerably stranger and considerably larger and considerably more unexplained than the show has ever been willing to admit. Which mystery surprised you the most? Let us know in the comments below, and if you want more Peppa Pig deep dives, there is a whole playlist waiting for you right here. Deleted characters, banned episodes, hidden details, all the things the show never explains, but we do. We will see you in the next one.